Hey everybody.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Training Brains. Um, Host Angelo, myself, and
And Evan.
this episode we're gonna talk about video games. Video games have been like in our lives for more than 2 decades. Ever since we got able to pick up a controller and play.
Yeah, I mean they
Um,
existed before we were born.
exactly, Atari had those. My brother had that. That was fun.
Oh, he did?
Um, I had an Atari. Um, and also, no, I had an Atari because my brother picked it up from one of his older friends. I had Sega.
Oh, you talk about Genesis or Dreamcast?
Yeah, no, Genesis. Yes,
Okay, yeah, I had that too. I had that too.
I had the Sonic game. That was actually pretty awesome
Yeah,
at
yeah.
that time. But um, but yeah, no, just talking about like just how it just evolved from what it was. Because basically, I think me and you have been playing what for how many years now? Like we played almost every console now.
I mean, at least I know I've been playing since I was like
Like from
6.
Sega on, I think we have
So at
played
least 20
almost
years.
every
Yeah.
council, every count. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I played Nintendo, and I mean we
Super
didn't play
Nintendo.
Commodore or whatever, but that's just because that was way before our time.
Yeah. Um, but besides that, like Super Nintendo, N64, PlayStation 2, 3,
Yeah, I had
4.
Sega Genesis, I had Sega Dreamcast. I had Sonic Adventure for Dreamcast and Sonic Adventure 2.
Then you have the Xbox. And then you have the Nintendo, the Wii, the Wii U.
Yeah.
Then if you want to talk about Game Boys, that's another whole can of worms right there.
Yeah, like handheld gaming.
And then like PC is phenomenal. Just you have to get a good computer to have it to play those CS:GO. I played those games in college, but wasn't that good in that game because there's so many phenomenal players out there
Oh,
and
yeah.
playing professional right now. But Evan, what do you think about your favorite game when you were a little kid?
My favorite game when I was a little kid.
Yeah,
Well, what's the age range like? What are we
let's go before PlayStation.
before PlayStation? Okay,
Before
so
PlayStation
wait,
One.
was that, yeah, but was like N64 around back then?
Yes.
Was right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My favorite game before PS1. Hmm.
I already have one.
Well, the thing is, like, it has to be a favorite, right? I can't choose
Yeah.
multiple.
Well, uh,
Um,
if you could find one, like
Probably
mine's Pokemon
Super
Stadium.
Smash Bros.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mine was Pokemon Stadium.
original, the original Smash Bros.
Pokemon Stadium One was probably one of the best games I could think of.
Nice.
After that, I also had like Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie is great. Yeah, I mean, adventure platform games were all the rage back then. I mean, I played
Oh,
DK64. You know.
or
Uh,
Agent of Zelda, Order of Time, one of the best Zelda games out there,
right. Yeah,
and
yeah.
still on this day my favorite Zelda game.
Yeah,
And
Ocarina is a great game.
it's just phenomenal. It's just you can't beat it. It's just like how just like the whole new like getting the horse, going to different places. Then you have to verse the monster in the water temple, and just getting the songs. Just everything was new. Even though
I hear.
Navi was so freaking annoying every single time. Hey, listen! Shut up. Let me do my thing.
I remember. I always hear that the water temple is like, really annoying in every Zelda game. But the thing
Yeah.
is, I don't really play Zelda that much. The only Zelda I actually played was the first one on Nintendo.
Yes. But that's what I'm
And
saying.
then
Like
like I
everyone
never
had it.
played any other Zelda games. I played a bit of Wind Waker, but I don't know. I could never finish those games.
One of my in college, my buddy loved all the Zelda games. He played in all the systems, whatever he came out in, he played.
Hmm.
Um, and Nintendo Switch, the Breath of the Wild, I heard that was really good. They just made it into that whole open world. So like all the temples, all you had to find stuff. It became more like a Skyrim. Like you had to find stuff.
Yeah, well, I heard Breath of the Wild is very open ended, where like you could go wherever you wanted. You didn't have to like specifically follow the main story if you.
And those games are phenomenal, like those open world games, but
Yeah,
kind of like structures. I really
create
do
your own.
like my structures. Even though like me, I'm a big FIFA guy. and a lot of people make fun of FIFA because it's basically the same game, just 5 things change every year. And I'll still buy it because I love soccer.
Right.
And FIFA, even though yes, there's so many people out there and so annoying, because after you get like a certain level of playing good at it, I feel like it's just they just went out of this like one lucky play and just like, okay, we're just gonna break every controller I have. So,
I love that you jumped from Zelda to FIFA.
well, yes, because just video games is just video games. It's just
Right.
like
Yeah.
for me, it's just like I feel like video game was a way to escape.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's entertainment, 100%. Like escaping and just having a little bit of dopamine and having some fun, relaxing. Unfortunately, physiologically, I think it's actually kind of taxing if you're like playing seriously. So, like when you play FIFA, right?
Yeah.
You're excited, you're focused, you're trying to win, right? So you're using your brain. And then when I'm playing Smash Bros or another fighting game, or like for both of us playing Destiny or Halo or whatever shooting games, then of course we're really focused on it. So it isn't like super relaxing, but
Yeah.
it is a way to unwind.
Yes, and
Also,
some
you're
people.
you're out of like frame, the camera. Can you move or change the camera?
It's fine.
Okay. All right.
So, but like a lot of people like either a way to distress or people make a living out of it now with this Twitch in America.
Yeah.
What's the Twitch version in Japan?
So I mean, we do have Twitch streamers out here, but most of them are foreigners.
Mhm.
And then the version here is called Open Rec.
Okay.
It stands for Open Recording. Yeah, and it's a little bit of different system than Twitch, where like there are free channels, but then like the top players and like the people who are most entertaining, in this
You have to
country,
pay.
are they're like premium users, so you have to pay, or you give them like digital coins or whatever, right, to
Okay.
donate to the channel.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's heavily they push a lot of PUBG and
Okay.
Shadowverse, which is Japan's version of Hearthstone.
Oh, okay. I know. Okay.
So you understand like what kind of game it is.
Uh,
And then Splatoon, like I was saying. So those are like the main three that are typically what are on Open Rec, and then people make videos of whatever they're starting to.
yeah, FIFA, Destiny, Monster Hunter, all those games
Monster
that
Hunter.
you just
Yeah.
really Monster Hunter.
Well,
Okay.
the thing is, like a lot of Japanese fans, they'll only watch like certain games, or they'll only watch like a
Yeah.
certain player,
Oh.
and that player knows his demographic, and he knows what the people want to watch, so he's just gonna play that, or she,
Yeah.
whatever.
But yeah, Monster Hunter, you could. There's like one player just basically just find all these different kind of like what you want to wear, if you want to verse these monsters or this monster, or if you want to beat everyone, like whatever, like the best combination of armor set, like an armor set.
Yeah, I see that.
Or basically how to play or how to get certain stuff. Like people find like hidden gems in the game that people normally can't look for. But yeah, like now it's just like I know someone actually living by me just basically played Pokemon, like the older generation, like Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, and the other two before that, and he just
Really?
plays that.
I don't understand the point of that though, because like in the newer games, you can transfer them up, right?
Yeah,
Like
but I know in the beginning he had been doing it. I don't know. I haven't been up to date onto his content. Probably he went into the new one because like what the new generation, Shield and Sword.
Sword
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. There's a lot of new like Giga versions or whatever. I fell off the Pokemon wagon, man. Like I stopped playing after Emerald. So.
Yeah, me too. But I just always like to see what's the new monsters are coming out.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, people may hate me for this, but I play Pokemon Go once in a while.
I still play Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
I still play Pokemon
fun.
Switch. Oh,
I
not
just
Pokemon,
evolved
still.
my Charmeleon. I was like, yeah, I got a Charizard. Fuck yeah. Took me so long. I had to walk so many kilometers with him to get the candy. To evolve him.
Oh yeah, you have to start walking with them. I don't know. I might get back into that if I can.
Right, yeah. Well, we could trade.
All right.
So getting back to Banjo-Kazooie though, because I was like, when you asked me what was my favorite game when I was growing up, I would have gone with like Ratchet and Clank or Jack and Daxter.
Oh, yeah, so
You know,
after
like I
like in
love.
PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah. So that's like after PlayStation for sure. I remember PlayStation had like Crash Bandicoot and
Trying
like
to
a 3D Pac-Man game or some shit.
no, yeah, I'm trying to think. Mine, I'm like really torn. It's either Final Fantasy 9, so that's my all-time favorite in the Final Fantasy verse, and in the place after PlayStation 1, or FIFA Street. I did love
Oh,
that.
FIFA Street.
Or anything
Like
with the street
Street.
stuff, like anything with street, like NFL streets, NBA street, it's
Yeah.
just like able to do all these moves and like have like the game breaker or like kind of like you go like in this like super mode and no one can stop you and you just score a crazy amount of goals.
Right.
Um, but I think if I have to really choose, will be Final Fantasy 9 just because on the gameplay itself, the story, the character development, I just absolutely love it. You have the princess going from princess to a rebel and then back to the queen and
Right.
able to be summon everything.
Right.
And the love scene between Princess Garnet and Zane. So just phenomenal. And I love how they add the monkey tail into
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Um, but like all that stuff, like I have 1 to 10. I told you about that, about having 1 to 10, and
Yeah. I was impressed that you played all of them. You know, like.
well, I haven't really. I played all of them. I think the only really game I really haven't played a lot was 4. Just because because I played 5 and 6 when I was in Italy. I played 7, of course, 8 and 9 and 10, and I played 1, 2, and 3. I haven't played 4 because I got stuck after 3. 2 was really annoying because their leveling up system was so annoying because if in order to increase their attack, you have to attack. But their
Right.
defense, they have to get hit but
Get
not
hit.
die.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So if they didn't get hit between the other uh, battles, when I got at higher levels, they got one hit killed. I'm like,
Right.
this does not
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I had to spend hours and hours and hours. So I was just like, okay, whatever.
As much as I like Final Fantasy, like I only finished 10. And I think I'm also just bad at like finishing RPGs, which sucks.
Well, also it's
Like
just such a long, time-consuming game. It's not
yeah.
you could beat the game within the night. Like I know people who beat a game in a night and then just return it because they can.
Well, it was kind of funny for me. I spent a lot of time in Final Fantasy X getting the Ultima weapons, and then I got Yuna to have like double cast and MP0 or like MP1 casting,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would be casting Holy and Ultima for like 1 MP and double casting them.
Oh
So
yeah.
like at the end of the game,
Oh.
I went from Yuna's sphere like area. Once I
Mm-hmm.
was done there, I made her transfer to Lulu's, so all her magic got super powerful. And so like I think I killed the last boss in like maybe 4 turns because it was just so ridiculous. Yeah, I was like, cool, I beat the game, yay!
After how many hours you spent?
I don't
Um,
know, a lot, a lot.
no, the best was. You just reminded me when you said like just constantly just training and like there's a way to like imagine there was a way to fix it like kind of like just cheat the system. Remember Game Shark having Game Shark from Pokemon
I
and just
do remember
doing
having Game Shark for
and
yeah,
getting like, the rare candies.
yeah.
Um,
You could yeah. I
but
thought there was a way to get like unlimited rare candies without Game Shark though.
yes, I think there's a way. But I totally
Yeah,
forgot.
like for red and blue. Well, what you
Yeah.
had to do was put rare candy in the 6th item slot of your item pouch, and then go to Cinnabar Island and surf on the coast of Cinnabar Island on the right. And then if Masigno came, you had to like fight it and like or escape or something like that. But I like it's so ridiculous that I remember that.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of like more amazed and still
Yeah.
remember that. How long was that ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and
Oh,
like it's such a random fact that I still remember. Just goes to show you what I care about.
um, okay. Just moving on though, but what about PlayStation 4 and up?
4 and up. That's a big jump. I
Xbox
used to
One.
PS2 and what about
Well,
Halo? I had
okay,
Xbox for
fine. Okay,
Halo.
fine. Okay, so let's just do X. PlayStation 2 and to Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 in that region. Okay, sorry.
All right, you don't have to apologize. I'm just saying, like, I mean, we could bounce all over the place. Games
Oh,
I loved to play a countless hours of, like Guitar Hero, um,
that's a
what else?
great one.
SSX, like SSX
Okay.
Tricky. Love that
Mm.
game. What else?
Well, you
PS2,
brought up
Kingdom Hearts.
oh, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Kingdom Hearts 1 was probably one of the best now. I'm playing like the newer one, and that's just meh. Basically the
Three?
same
Don't
thing.
like
Yeah,
three?
I'm not a big fan of 3 yet.
Me neither. It seems very like
But
I don't
Kingdom
know,
Hearts
just
1
button
was
mash.
phenomenal. Yeah, it was phenomenal. Like it's just something new and kind of like brought into like that whole kind of like Final Fantasy of like just like play like kind of doing moves, magic, attack, and then you have the open world like kind of like going to different worlds, and you had the Disney part of it, which I love.
Yeah, the combat was
Um,
different.
I think will have to be Halo for me. Halo 3
Mm.
with that online aspect and just playing online, me and you doing doubles and just going off.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, never was good enough to get a sponsorship. But that would have been awesome if we got.
Hey, I mean, being a pro gamer is not an easy life, as a lot of people
No,
think it is. It isn't.
it's just a dream.
Taxing physically.
Yeah, because I know people will either play 8 hour days and just basically training themselves, or some
Yeah.
people just play a couple hours a day and then they're just good. I know in FIFA you have to have the money to pay these Ultimate Team packs and get
Well,
the
you.
best the
I
best
mean, you.
players.
Right, right, right. Well, you need like. I think you just need to be able to learn, and that's the
Yeah.
problem. It's like a lot of people aren't good at learning what their mistakes are, or
Mhm.
either they don't want to face their mistakes, or they know what their mistakes are and they recognize them, and then they don't take steps to fix them.
Oh,
And
yeah,
like
that's
I
too
see that in
lazy.
myself a lot,
Mhm.
unfortunately, and I'm trying to
With
fix that
Smash.
too. Well, no, not even just match. I mean like in life in general, right? So
Mm.
like at work, if you make a mistake, like okay, I made this mistake. Why did I make that mistake? Here's how to avoid that mistake. And then if I make that mistake again, I'm like, ah, fuck, like it happened again. I should have known, right? It's like, come on,
Stupid.
stupid. Yeah, 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 yeah. But I mean, I of course I get over it, and then I'm like, okay, let's just make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um.
but it's the same with like FPS games. Like I know I loved playing Halo, and I loved playing Destiny 1. Destiny
Mm.
2 is I have a rocky relationship with it, but like I would always see my friend Sean. He's a Twitch streamer, um, and I'm both jealous and proud of him because he's able to do Twitch streaming, and like I want to do that too. Um,
Like good
but
enough
like
that he has people coming.
yeah, good enough that he has people come in to watch his show, and he's always trying to get better in Destiny PvP and stuff. And like, of course, the more you play, the better you're gonna get. But I think the best players realize that they're not gonna win every match, right?
No.
Like every encounter, of course not. Like most of the top players win like 50, a little bit over 50% of their encounters, right? Which makes sense because you're playing at the top level.
Mhm.
And you just need to be able to learn to read your opponent.
No, yeah,
And
and
I'm also like lazy about it. He always when we're loading in, like when the planes are like loading in whatever and going into the map. As soon as that happens, he's already pressing start, looking at the opponent's weapon, like loadout and stuff. Yeah, yeah. So like he knows like, oh, this guy's gonna be he has a sniper and like a scout rifle, so he's gonna be in the back and like be sniping or whatever. I'm like, I don't look at that shit. I fucking just go into the match and I'm like I see a bad guy, I shoot.
yeah. Ah! Pew 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 pew.
Yeah, but like that's it. Like that's when the fight starts for them, for the
Mhm.
people who are like really serious about.
I think the only thing I can relate to that is like in FIFA, like I try to like fix my tactics on my team, like my starting 11. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put him, he's quick, and then I'm gonna make my right back and left back to overlap runs and then pinch in, and the wingers I'll give them like free play so they could roam around because they're tiny and they can just fill in the
Right.
space, or
Well,
if
I
I have
think
like
yeah. Oh, sorry, go.
or I have like my top forward, I'll make him into the target man if he's like 6'4", but he's slow as hell. Or I
Uh-huh.
put a little bit a small fast guy. I'll change up the tactic on who I have. So I could see that being like the case. I could relate to that because like that match, the moment you pick that team management is just like, okay, I gotta do this. Okay, I know how I'm playing, and then you see what team they're gonna have. I was like, okay, I know how they're gonna play just from the general team that they're gonna pick. After that is, can you defend it?
Right.
Sorry, what you were about to say?
Yeah, so what I was gonna say is like maybe I would probably like get into that more if I had more people that I was playing with, because Destiny is a team game. Like, come on, you're
Yes.
not gonna go in solo matches. Like, it's just not fun, and you can't
Mm-hmm.
communicate with your team, so you're just at a complete disadvantage. And then
Done.
I would look at people's like loadouts and stuff, but my internet here is crap. My
Mm.
internet here is like so slow.
Well, does Destiny have doubles? I think they do have that
It does
now
have doubles.
doubles.
Yeah, it does.
So we could get into that.
Yeah, good.
So
But what I also don't like is that like I like that it's an RPG, right? And there's like
Mhm.
random drops and like, oh yeah, when you get a great drop it feels great. But it
Here you
takes
go.
so long. By the time I'm done completing my special perfect loadout for PvP, the
You get
next
another
season
gun.
comes out, the next expansion comes out, and all that shit I had is just like moot. So like yeah. So I'm just like, okay,
Or
I don't even wanna get shit.
or remember the Gallahorn in Destiny One that
Yeah.
used to be like just awesome and like OP, and then now when it was like you're about to get it, like it was so hard to get. So if you didn't get it early on, you're fucked. And then you
Yeah.
got it, and they just nerfed the shit out of it. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
and nothing.
Yeah. So
Like God hates me.
stuff
Why?
like that.
No, it's just I just like have like just going back and just like talking about all the games that we have played and talk about like the favorite games in different genre, like not genres, like eras. And then like now it's like
Eras and genres.
yeah, but like now it's just like I really don't have a game. There's like a couple of games I do like playing. Like FIFA, of course, is still there and will always will be there. Then it's Destiny 2, Monster Hunter, not so much. But I play. I feel like now I play games more when I'm with people or like I'm playing with them. Like I'll play Call. I only bought Call of Duty or Monster Hunter to play with people. Like I
Right.
wouldn't play those
Yeah.
games. But like Fortnite, I remember Fortnite. We used to like now it's like kind of going down. Now Apex Legends on the rise.
Right. Yeah.
But like the one thing I never got into, which I kind of got annoyed with, is PC gaming. That I part of me wanted to get into it because like League of Legends was pretty big. It's still big. They had like the World Cup or like those.
Do you like RTS games like that, like League of Legends?
Yes and no. I feel like now if I want to get into it, I have to dedicate some time. If I want to be like in the Twitch world or whatever competitive wise. Because like now, like a part of me, like I think the only way I want to go it would be FIFA because I'm so good at that. Like I don't want to go to another game or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't think I'm good like that. Like I compete, but like I feel like if I want to pick that a game that I would compete would be FIFA or
Right.
Smash Bros. Like I'm not that great, but like me and you can play together and we actually can still play. And there's a lot of tournaments that we still can compete to it.
Oh yeah. Well,
Now,
I think you just need to like divvy it up between like, okay, if you're gonna do this as a professional and for money, then of course you need to be training and dedicating the hours, right?
yes,
But if I mean, as I would do it right now, I'd be doing it for fun.
yeah, of
So
course.
just log in and go
Like
online shit.
FIFA, I play whenever I want, and I do my manager mode, I do player mode, whatever the case may be. I be a pro and play with like a bunch of people. Like I'll play with a bunch of people that I usually went to college with, and we'll get on. Hey, we're getting on tonight. Let's play. Okay, and then blah blah blah, and then
I
it's
wish
awesome.
I wish I had like better internet, and obviously the time gap for me also affects like when I can play
Mhm.
and when I can play with friends and other people, because as our viewers know, I'm living in Japan right now. So
No,
but like if my internet was better, I might have bought um what is it, like those game screen recording devices.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Elgato's or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would have bought one of those, and I'm still considering buying whether or not I should buy it. But the thing
It's a
is,
100 or 200 bucks depending on what kind. I
yeah.
was
But the thing is, you can use it for a long time, so like
yeah.
it's a fine investment. The thing is like my TV is really shitty, and I know I'm making all these excuses, but I just don't want to like buy all this equipment and then have to ship it back home and then not know where to put it, all that stuff.
It all depends on when you do.
Yeah.
Do want to make an investment into that. But one thing I really want to get into it's esport on how it just like we talked about games, we talked about our favorite games and what the games now, but like now I think it's the push is the esports so new and so many hypes about it. Like they're like the FIFA World Cup. There's the electronic or EMOS. Like each team will get one or two players to represent for New York FC or Red Bulls or Colorado Rapids or whoever in the MOS right now. And then also they have the World Cup series and the World Series and all that stuff. It's just, and not just FIFA. There's
wait. So like there's a tournament between gamers who are playing the FIFA games and they play as the teams. Like
they have like, it's like the ultimate team. So like they get the cards, like the electronic cards, and they put it, but they represent like New York FC or each MOS team that they have one or two players. And the guy from New York FC, I think he won a major tournament fairly recently, and what's it called? He's a really good player, but now he's like sponsored, creating a life because of that. Playing a game that you love is just awesome. It's like being a professional athlete. Just instead of playing out and going out in sports, you're inside playing a video game that you love, and then you have people supporting you. This is on the rise now. It's just more about. I think it's just these more esports games is about like the shooting games and like first person shooter, third person shooters, or like League of Legends, like you talk about like that.
Well, League's always been huge in Asia. So, in Korea, they've got a lot.
Yeah, and that's it's just like that. Just I don't know. It's just like on the rise, and just like I feel like I should have got on it when it came out, but like now they're making like the development. Why this is like word for a brain fart right now. Can't think of the word. Esport, but like it's like a kind of like a minor league. It's like people like develop their skills. Developmental league right now about in esport, but like it still doesn't have FIFA, and I'm just annoyed because like that would be perfect for me or anyone who's like not good, like fairly good, but not like good enough to be pro. Like at least you could test your skills out.
Yeah.
There's nothing like. And now there's gaming places that you actually have like these tournaments. Like there's one close to me called Waypoint Gaming, and they have all these tournaments within every month of Smash, League, what's the other?
Yeah, I'm already like getting excited to be playing Smash, because I've been playing a lot of Smash recently.
Or Rocket League as well.
Oh yeah.
That's another one. Like I know a couple of people are really good that I have known. But like they're like, oh, I just want to play
ridiculous plays on YouTube. I don't know if you look at like the top 10 plays of Rocket League. Like,
do see it. Like
how
I try. Yeah, I don't know how.
Like you literally programmed fucking an IoT robot to hold the controller and like do these inputs. You're not human.
Like making a jump and using the boost at exactly the same time to twist the car around and then hit the ball on an angle to get the top right corner. I was like, how the I can't even do that in FIFA.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I can't even it's like impossible because like in order for a player in FIFA to do a bicycle kick, they must have that trait, like the acrobatic trait. If not, that guy is not doing that fucking bicycle kick. If not, you're just doing a regular volley or header. I was like, okay. But still, just like some of these sports just amaze me just on how they take over. But no, it's just
I would love to be part of a Smash tournament because I've never actually tested myself.
I guess really just from me looking at like how you play and whatever, I think you are pretty well. I think you can hold your own, and no one knows how you play. That'd just be perfect. So whatever you do come back, I think we should take our time and go in doubles and also singles, and yeah, just go from there. Because that's just all about what we want to do, like playing video games and just getting out there.
Yeah, well, because video games have been a huge part of both our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growing up and they're part of the culture that we grew up in. For me, video
Exactly.
games have always been an escape from things that bothered me, or whatever I didn't like. And the fact that people can make a living out of it now is amazing. And like I thought to myself, like, oh, I would love to do Twitch, or even just like a show, like kind of like
Hmm.
games, right? So like
Kind of like host a tournament, be like a
that too.
commentator,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just talk about how they developed, like what skills they did, like what kind of punches, if it's Tekken or
Yeah, yeah.
Smash as
I think it's
well.
I think it's great that it's blowing up so much though, because I
Mhm.
remember when I just arrived in Japan, like there was no talk of esports, and then one of my buddies, Nico, he's here and he plays a lot of Fortnite. He got me to play with him a couple times on PC and all that.
Mhm.
And he's always talking to me about how like the esports scene in Japan is blowing up, blowing up, blowing up. And he's right. I mean, there's a bunch of esports cafes in Akihabara, and I've seen people in there a lot. Um,
Just
and
create a community of people.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And like the company I work for, they have also Rage, where they host tournaments throughout China and Korea. So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's cool. So I'm really glad, and like it's just getting a lot. Like video games itself have a lot less stigma than they used to. Where like
Hmm.
like people who were depressed and anxious and lonely are playing video games, but it's not like the video games that are causing it. There's probably like some other deeper seated issue with that person
Hmm.
before the video games, because there are like plenty of successful people who just really love to play games and they love the competitive aspect of it. So
Yeah. Um. No, it's just loving having like that community of people playing. It's like games that they love, or games that are like just they're actually just pretty just good at. Not a game they love, they just love it because they're good at it and they can make money out of it.
right.
But I just like how the push is going to esports. Like the sponsorship is there. People are watching players. It's just like,
Isn't like ESPN like supporting like
yeah,
esports a lot? Yeah.
not
It's
just
really
like
funny when
ESPN.
like the
It's just
anchors
like
always make fun of it. They're like, "There's something called esports."
esports. What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. What is that? Oh, is it just playing
Sports.
video games?
And like, but you see like these 6-year-olds. It's just like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm watching someone play Fortnite. I was like,
Yeah,
what? Why? Just play Fortnite.
Angelo, you're calling me a 6-year-old because like when I before I came to Japan, while we were playing Destiny 1,
Hmm.
like I had started watching YouTube channels of like video gamers, just
Yeah.
like Game Grumps, Vanos Gaming, H2O Delirious.
Hmm.
I watched their playthroughs because they're funny people. I
Oh,
just I just love their
game. I
content.
love Game Grump.
So yeah.
When you
Oh,
told me,
Game Grumps. I was like, some were good, some episodes were good, but then I got a
I
little tired.
I generally prefer Game Grumps because just two people just bullshitting, or also actually talking about how to play these certain games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just love that.
I always wanted to do that with you. That's kind of like a part of like something I wanted this show to be a little bit, or we play games too.
Yeah, and we can in the
Yeah.
future, in future episodes, in our future seasons, we can do that. Um, and I'm perfectly down with that as well. Uh, what's it called?
Do you have
I
anything else on esports that you want to bring up?
No, it's just I'm just really excited on what they're gonna do next. Like how they're gonna develop all these other leagues, or they're gonna do more like minor leagues, or they're doing like a second tier of it, whatever, or they're gonna
You know, it's
add more
really cool.
sports.
I heard like I mean I've seen it where I think Sony had a patent on it or something, or they tried to get a patent on it. That's
Hmm.
besides the point. But like,
Patent
there's
pending.
an arena. There's an arena for an esports show, and there's like two teams competing, right? And then
Mhm.
everybody in the seats are wearing VR headsets that literally have them see the screen of like the game, right? Like they see the map, and then maybe like in the corner they'll see like the player, like kind of like
Mhm.
when people are Twitch streaming and there's a green screen and like you can see the person there. It's like that's insane. Or like there's just like a bunch of people sitting there with the VR headset on.
But like with those, I know just get that. Imagine your home, you could watch it there instead of buying it.
Yeah,
Just buy the subscription on the VR or Oculus, whatever program or system or software that they have, and
yeah,
watch it at home as well. You don't have to be there watching it,
yeah.
but you could be at home. Imagine you're in New York, you're watching something in Japan right now, doing that esport championship final match in League of Legends or FIFA or whatever the case may be, Smash, and you're watching them play. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
Um, what's it called? But yeah, no. Besides that, not baffled. Just not baffled, just on how gaming just became out of nowhere a competitive thing. And it was always in the talk with when we were like going to high school and whatever, but now it's like a legitimate. People make serious money out of this and
Yeah.
making a career in just playing games that kids would love to have this as a professional in their career,
Oh
6
yeah.
and 7 years old.
Yeah. I was like that. I was like,
Yeah,
can I just play Pokemon the rest of my life? Like,
exactly. And some people can now.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and it's just, I don't know, it's just phenomenal. But no, that's it about this, about games and esports. Just kind of wanted to hit on that. I'm just
Yeah.
interested on how it is.
This episode is
Um,
us just talking about like video games that we grew up with and what we liked, and I've been playing Smash a lot more, but like I've been meaning to get back into Fallout 4. I haven't finished it.
I'm never a big fan of that, but I
I
understand
like
why
Fallout.
people so much open worlds does not me and open worlds does not mix. I feel like, oh, I can do anything. Okay, turn off
Right. Yeah.
and just whatever. Like I said, I like structure. I like,
Right. Right. Yeah.
okay, I need to
Like
go to
Ocarina
this
of Time.
place and legit just destroy whatever I need to do or get destroyed. Um, Not preferably, but yes, has happened.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but like before we get going, just want to talk about for next week. We're going to talk about writing, and one of our buddies, he's an up and coming writer, CJ Nelson. He's going to come through next week and talk to us on his current works, up and coming, like how up and coming works, and also how he inspires out of nowhere start writing like books, comics, short stories, and all that stuff, and following his dream. He always had been dreaming about being a writer.
Yeah,
Now
now he's doing it. He's taking
now
steps
he's doing
towards
it.
that, and I hope he has some insights for people who are maybe still afraid to jump in
Mm-hmm.
that direction.
Or it gets you in being inspired to do not just writing, drawing, photography, anything in that realm as well.
Yeah, anything in the arts.
Yes, music, writing music as well.
Hell yeah.
Um, it just takes some little courage and confidence in that. But thank you for say, listening to us for this week. Hopefully, you come next week in the Train and Brain Show. Signing off, Angelo Messina.
Evan
And
Drive. Yeah. Thanks for
bye,
listening.
guys. Stay
Bye
tuned for
bye.
next week.